Yo, what's good with you? On today's video, I got how to make a battle pass video. I posted a poll about this. A lot of people wanted it. So, I was like, okay, I'll make it and stuff. I wasn't gonna make an entirely intricate system for part one because I wanted to see how the video would do. Plus, in all honesty, that would take like an hour, hour and a half, not gonna lie. So I'd have to break that up into two or three parts and stuff. So yeah, if the video gets lots of love, then I'll make a part two. But yeah, so just making a battle pass. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows battle pass from like, COD, Fortnite stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so the first things first, I guess the first thing, let's head on over to replicated storage, right? And I want you to insert a folder, right? Insert a folder into replicated storage, plus icon, folder. Rename this folder to battle pass folder. We are going to have information about each item inside of this folder, right? And just want to clarify, it is 1 in the morning. I am a little tired, so if I sound a little, bear with me. So let's open up the folder, right? So at the moment, because again, I plan to add on to this as long as this video does well, so I plan to add on stuff, right? So we have a number value. So click the plus icon, insert a number value, rename this number value to season, right? And then, as you guys can imagine, whatever value this is set to, that's the season, the current season and stuff, right? So obviously by default, we'll start off with 1, so you could just set the value equal to 1. Then we have an items folder, so insert another folder into the Battle Pass folder, name it items. You open this up and we have our items. So our items, um, have a string value, right? So click the plus icon on the items, insert a string value. You're going to put the name of your item, pretty much whatever the player can get on the battle pass and stuff, whether it be like a skin, a camo, um, a character, whatever, right? And stuff. You would just put the string value, set the name to whatever it is, right? And then, yeah, essentially. So, that, and then you would set the value. Oh, I actually meant to set that too, but yeah. So you would want to go in order and stuff like since this is the first item, this would be one, second item, two, and then as you add more, three, four, five, and stuff like yeah. That's how you just that's how we would be able to organize it and stuff. So like if the player goes to like page two, it'll switch to like the next few things and stuff. Like let's say there are 10 items displayed on a page. If they're on page one, the first 10 are being displayed, but once they press the next page button, you want to display items from 11 to 20 rather than 1 to 10. So yeah, so I have two items called magic book and sword and stuff. You guys can insert, just name them the same thing and stuff like that, right? There's string values and stuff, right? Inside of the string values, we have a string value and a number value, right? So click the plus icon and then, just type string or number value. So I want to clarify something, level requirement. You guys know with a battle pass system, there are levels and stuff, right? Once you reach a certain level, you get to unlock more stuff. So for the level requirement, this is I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. The required level the player needs to be able to purchase whatever the item is, right? That is a number value. So set that value equal to whatever the level requirement is. Same down here with the sword, right? Then we have ID. This is a string value. Name this ID. Now, to explain what this is and stuff, right? Now, ignore unique ID. Ignore that. Focus on the value, right? This is an asset ID. You have to use your own. So I got these images from like an icon website and stuff. If y'all need it, then let me know and stuff. I just got random icons and stuff from the internet. But anyway, um, so the reason that we need this and stuff is because we're gonna use image buttons obviously to display like images of the button or sorry images of the item and stuff. So we need to have it here. Here's how we'll be able to check. We'll check the ID to make sure that this is the correct item. This is how we're going to identify which item is which and stuff. So yeah. Then that's it with the Battle Pass folder. Make sure that's inside of replicated storage. Then click the plus icon, insert a remote event, rename it to core events, and then let's go ahead and get started on the UI, and then we can move on to the scripting after. UI will probably take us the longest, not gonna lie. So insert, and this is just the basics of it, not even like a full thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and click the plus icon, screen GUI. Go ahead and disable reset on spawn. Rename this to Battle Pass GUI. I think I did I do a capital P? I did. Okay. So Battle Pass GUI, and then I'm going to insert a frame. You're going to want to rename this frame into Battle Pass frame. This would be like, our main frame without actually being our main frame. And then obviously this needs to be pretty wide, so like 500 or more so like 500 by 300, I think. So yeah, something like that. And then I'm just gonna throw this in the middle, right? Then inside of the main frame, or sorry, inside the battle pass frame, we are going to start adding stuff. So I'm gonna make, you guys can set the colors to whatever you want. I'm gonna make this a nice like transparent orange kind of thing. Boom, so 0.5. Give it a nice little border. Bam. So something like that, right? And then I'm gonna start inserting buttons and text labels. So first things first, let's insert a text label, plus icon, text label. We're going to leave this in the top left. I'm just gonna make this a little bit smaller, so like maybe 100 and stuff. And then I'm going to rename this to level text label. This is going to display the player's current level so that they know what they can purchase. So bold text, rich text, scale the text. Then the text, you can set it to level colon by default and stuff, right? And then yeah, then text stroke color will be set to white, text stroke transparency will be set to 0, and then we can set the background transparency equal to 1. Bam. Then we can duplicate this, right? So Control D, drag this over to the middle, and then we're going to just rename this to season text label. And then, as you guys probably have guessed, this is going to display the current season. And then for this, I'm going to make the text color white and make the text stroke transparency black. And then I'm also going to make this text label a little bit bigger since, it is like the main, thing, like our header and stuff, right? So bam, we have our season, right? Then I'm going to start working on our 3 buttons, right? So I'm going to insert a text button into the battle pass frame. Bam, text button, drag this all the way to the bottom left corner, right? This is going to be our back text button, right? Go down, bold text, rich text, scale text, set the text to a back arrow, bam, right? We'll do that. And then obviously I'm gonna just make this 50 by 50, right? So it's just in the corner. Where is, I'm confused. Oh, there, that was very strange. Okay. So yeah, then I'm gonna set the background transparency set to 1, right? Then I'm gonna duplicate this, Control D, drag this one over here to the other corner, right? Then we're going to, of course, this is going to be our next text button. And then, of course, we'll change down here to bam, so the player can switch pages. Then Control D, we're going to drag this to the middle. This is going to be a bigger button. You're going to set the text to purchase, right? Then let's make the size maybe like, I don't know, 120 or maybe like 150. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll just drag it like in the middle. This will be purchase. I'm gonna give it a yellow background, so something like that. And then maybe back or not background color, maybe like background transparency is like set to 0 point. No, I think 0 might actually be best because we just want it to kind of glow essentially and stuff to like get the player's attention. And give it a border, right? And then this is going to be our purchase text button. This is how the player will purchase an item stuff, they'll select the item and then click purchase, right? So purchase text button, and then bam, we're done setting up the main stuff, right? Now we can get to the items and stuff, and let me just double check to make sure we're good. Okay, so honestly, we're moving pretty fast, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so now I'm going to insert the another frame into the battle pass frame, right? So frame, oh my bad, insert a frame, right? This is going to be our main frame. So main frame, right? And then you're going to size this by about, let's see, really just trying to squeeze this in here. So maybe like by 190 perhaps. So 190, okay, that's not what I was looking for. 190, yeah, something like that. And then I'm just gonna do 400, possibly 480. Okay, let's do 470. I like that. Okay, so yeah, there we go, right? Then I'm going to set the background color to dark gray. Then background transparency is set to 0.5, right? And then I'm going to portrait pixel 2, make the border a nice yellow, so inverted essentially, right? So bam, something like that, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and insert 2 frames into the main frame. So insert 1 frame. This frame is going to be this will be our items frame. So items frame, right? Now this is going to be what's what's the word? This is going to be at the top. Yeah, this is going to be like, wait, or wait, no, we need, oh, sorry. Rename this to levels frame. Yeah, let me do this first, actually. Let me do levels frame first. So rename it to, mm, or we just do level frame. Level frame. Yeah, we'll just do that. So level frame, right? So this is going to be at the top. So sizing, let's do 300 or no, we need to do the same thing. 480. We need to do the same thing. So 480, bam, or okay, that's not 480. 460, 470. There we go. And then we need to obviously make this, a bit smaller. So something like that. I think I just did like 50. And then we're gonna insert a UI grid layout into it. So UI grid layout. I set mine. You guys can set it to whatever you want. I did 11 by 5, and then down here I did 50 by 50. So bam, right? And then I'm gonna set the background transparency for the level frame, equal to 1. Then we can go ahead and test this. Plus icon. Well, it's gone now, but you guys could probably tell where it is. Then I'm just gonna insert a text label. Bam, right? You're going to rename this text label. It's very important here. You're going to do one level text label. Bam, right? Now I want to explain this, right? This naming convention. In the future, if I make a part 2 on this and stuff, right, we're going to make it so that like we're going to give it these buttons functionality to where you can go to the next page and stuff, right? It is essential that we know which text label is which so that we know which numbers to switch. For example, the first page will display levels from like 1 to 10. If you press the next button, then you want to go from 11 to 20, right? The reason why we don't name this level 1 text label, which is a normal naming convention, is because I don't want people to be confused. I don't want people to think this text label is specific for level 1. Like, no, this is just for the first level, as in like the first level being displayed and stuff. Obviously, it's 1 by default. You go on page 1, it's 1. Go to page 2, it's 11. If we're going by tens and stuff, right? So I just wanted to clarify that in case somebody was wondering the naming convention. So yeah, it's important that you just keep gradually increasing it. But yeah. So one level text label, bold text, rich text. I'm gonna set this to just 1. Text color will be white. Text stroke color will be black. Text stroke transparency was at 0. Scale the text. And then I'm just gonna give it a nice dark, background, transparent background. So something, or maybe something like, yeah, something like that. So bam, so yeah, so it stands out, right? So then you're just going to duplicate this, Control D, 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 right? And then until like it just lines up correctly. Now obviously the goal is to have it all like on one line. So you can adjust the cell padding as need be, so that it shifts over. So yeah, and then you would just go throughout and then just change it. So 2, this is 2. Then you go down here, this is 3. Or this, it'd probably be faster to honestly do it like this. 4, 5. So how many is this? Okay, this is 8. So we're gonna go by 8. So the next page should be 9 to 17, I believe, right? And then we're gonna go to the name 3. You guys see how we're just going, just increasing, adding 1. That is not adding 1. 5, 6, and then 7, right? Then go right here, 8. So 8 level text, right? So once you're done with that, then we are good with the level frame, and then now we're gonna do the items frame, which the great news is that it's very similar. So let's just duplicate this to save ourselves some time. Select the level frame, Control D, and then you're literally background transparency. Set this like 0, so you can just drag it, and then you're just gonna drag it like right below it, and you'll notice how it syncs up, like how it's like right below, like how it's like they're like all like everything is all aligned. That's the whole point. Then rename this to item frame, right? Your grid layout remains the same and stuff. The only difference is you're just going to get rid of all of these text labels because now we're using image buttons. So plus icon, image button, right? And then it's automatically sorted, right? And then you guys, like I said, you can get it from like a free icon website or wherever y'all get it from. These are my images and stuff. So yeah. So I'm gonna just have a sort here, right? Here's what you want to do. You want to oh, I forgot. Let me set the item frame transparency, background transparency to like 0.5 so it's faded. Yeah, there we go. Right? And then you want the images to you want the images, let's see. You want the images to be faded as well. Background transparency, not the, I don't know if I want the exact. Oh no, yeah, that's actually good. Yeah. So you see it stands out because pretty much when the player selects the image button, you still want to be able to you know, see when it's selected or if it's not selected and stuff. So yeah. So we have our image button and then it follows the same naming convention, one item image button, control D, and then just two. And then of course you just change the image and stuff. And again, this is why I said we needed. Oh, by the way, yeah, here's where you would just copy the image. You would just copy and paste this into the items ID. That's what this is to check that's how we're checking essentially, right? And then bam, just like that, guys, we are done with all the UI and stuff. That didn't even take us that long. So then, yeah, so you can then go ahead and make the battle pass, or the battle pass frame not visible, I guess, right? And then I just decided to just make it visible when the player just presses the B key or whatever, right? Then I'm gonna open up starter player, insert a local script into starter player scripts, rename this to core script in parentheses but local. The great news I have for you guys is the scripting will take no time at all. Like it literally, the UI was honestly the longest part of the video. Like the scripting is like, the coding is like really like, I think at most it's like 70 lines, honestly. Which really isn't a lot, if I'm being honest. But yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. First, create a variable for the user input service. UIS is equal to game, get service, user input service. Then create a variable for the local player, game.players.local player. Then create a variable for the battle pass GUI. So battle pass GUI is equal to player.player GUI. Wait for child, battle pass GUI. Then create a variable for the battle pass folder. Reason why we kept it inside of replicated storage is so that the client could access it. Wait for child, the battle pass folder. And then for the last variable, we're just going to create one for the remote event. So core event is equal to game, the replicated storage, wait for child, core event, right? Then we're going to set up the first function. We're going to say UIS that input began connect function in parentheses put input comma processed enter. You're going to say if input dot user input type is equal to anim dot user input type dot keyboard and not processed enter, right? If input dot key code is equal to enum dot key code dot b enter and stuff, right? This is going to be the keybind to open the menu. You can be whatever keybind you want though. We're simply just going to set some things first. So battle pass GUI dot battle pass frame dot season text or dot season text label dot text is equal to quotation marks season colon space, and then you say dot 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 battle pass folder dot season dot value, right? Then just copy and paste this. Select it, Control C, Control V, change this to level. Then of course just change this to level. But then this time you're going to say player dot leader stats dot level dot value, and then we're going to set up the leader stats folder as well as the level value on the server side, so don't worry about that. And then of course we're going to make it so the battle pass GUI is visible, so battle pass GUI dot battle pass frame dot visible is equal to not, so that the player can disable it and re-enable it with the same keybind. Then we're done with that first function. Then let's set up our first for IV in pairs loop. We're going to say for IV in pairs, right? And then you're going to say battle pass GUI dot battle pass frame dot main frame dot item frame get children enter. You're gonna say if V is a image button, my bad, image button, enter, then V dot activated connect function close parentheses enter. Then you're going to set up a second loop. You're gonna say for J comma F in pairs, and this time battle pass GUI dot battle pass frame dot main frame dot item frame get children enter, and then you're pretty much just going to set all their background colors back to the default of white. So background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new 1 comma 1 comma 0. Or sorry, 1 comma 1 comma 1. That's what I meant. My bad. But yeah. And then after that, we're going to set V, which is the specific button that the player clicked. Then you're going to set their background color equal to gold or yellow, whatever you want to call it. So 1 by 1 by 1. Or sorry, 1 1 0. That's what I meant. Then just like that, we're done with that function. On to the next, right? So after that, we're then going to I say let's save ourselves some time and then let's just copy and paste what we just did. Control C, Control V. This time, you're gonna say battle pass UI dot battle pass frame, right? And then you're going to, so let's delete this part right here, right? You're gonna say get children. Then this time you're gonna say if V is a text button, V dot activated, and then let's delete this entire part, right? You're gonna say if V dot name, because we have multiple buttons, is equal to purchase text button, so the player's trying to purchase it, something, some kind of item. So enter, create a variable for the selected item ID, so selected item ID, which by default will have no value. Then we will say if, or sorry, not if, we will say for j comma f in pairs, we will say battle pass gy dot battle pass frame dot main frame dot item frame, get children, enter, and then you'll say if f, right, is a image button, right, and f dot background color 3 to hex, we need to convert it since this is much more reliable, is equal to color3 dot new 1 comma 1 comma 0. So making sure this essentially confirms that it is like, it's selected, and if it is, we will say select the item ID is equal to f dot image, right? And that's how we'll verify which item it is on the server side and stuff. And then we will say if we need to obviously confirm that, it has a value. If not, then nothing will happen. Then enter. Then you will fire their mode event. Core events, fire server, in quotation marks, purchase, and then send over the selected, oh my bad, and then send over the selected item ID. And bam, just like that, we are done on the client side. Let's go ahead and move to the server script. Okay, insert a server script, server script service, and then we will rename it to core script, in parentheses put server, right? Bam. Delete print hello world, create a variable for the core remote event. Core event is equal to game, the replicated storage, wait for child, core event. Then create a variable for the battle pass folder, just like we did on the client or the local script. Game, the replicated storage, wait for child, battle pass folder, bam. Then let's set up the first function. We're going to say game.players.player added connect function, in parentheses put PLR to serve the player. Enter, create a variable for the leader stats folder so that we can display that to all players. So folder, right? Then leader stats name is equal to leader stats. Then leader stats parent is equal to player, right? Then we're going to create the level value, so it's equal to instance.new number value, right? Then we're going to say level dot name is equal to level, then level dot value by default, whatever your default is, so I'll just say 1. Then we're going to say level dot parent is of course equal to leader stats. Then you're going to create an owned items folder. So owned items is equal to instance.new folder. Then owned items.name is equal to owned items. Enter. Then owned items.parent is equal to player, right? So created this folder and we'll add items whenever the player buys something from the battle pass, right? Then we will say core event.onServer event connect function, in parentheses put PLR for the player, comma event type, enter, right? Then I'm going to say if event type is equal to purchase, enter, create a variable for the item ID, so it's equal to argument, is equal to, oh my bad, I forgot to, after the event type, comma, arg1, show for argument number 1, so it's equal to arg1, enter, then create a variable for the item folder. We're going to need to find the specific item folder inside of the main items folder. So we're gonna use a for v in pairs loop, for I comma v in pairs. We're gonna say battle pass folder get, or sorry, dot items get children, enter. Then you're just simply just gonna say if v dot id dot value is equal to item id, then item folder is equal to v, and then we have our item folder, right? Then we're gonna set an if statement. We're gonna say if player dot leader stats dot level dot value is greater than or equal to item folder, dot level requirement dot value, making sure they're a high enough level, and not player, making sure they don't already own it, so that they're not. Yeah. So I guess like if you were charging them or something, like if they had to be a certain level and had to have like I don't know coins or something. So find first child, then in parentheses you would just put item folder dot name, which is the name of the item, and enter, and then you would just create an owned item value, right? Which I'm just gonna make this a string value. Then owned item dot name is we'll just say item folder dot name. Then owned item dot value is equal to just blank quotation marks by default. And then lastly, we will parent this to the player's owned items folder. And then we can go ahead and test this to make sure this works. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts or models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. Highly recommend that. Okay, so if I press B, nothing happens. Okay, clearly I don't know how to type. I put visible. Where did I put that? Line 12. Okay, my bad, guys. Make sure you didn't do what I did. Okay, visible. Forgot the E, or I must have accidentally deleted it. But yeah, so B. So bam, we can open it and reopen it. Okay, so you guys will notice own items folder empty, right? You guys will notice. Okay, background color 3 is not a file member. Ah, yes. I forgot. I know exactly what I forgot to do here and stuff. I forgot to verify that that it is an image button. My bad. This is why I test. So we'll say if F is a image button, enter, then just Control C, copy and paste, Control C, Control V, bam, right? Easy fixes. So B, bam, easy selection system and stuff. Well, you guys have watched me do this a million times if you watch my other videos, but yeah. So now you can select it. So now you can select an item. Notice how if I click the book, which the book is, you have to be level 2. If I click purchase, notice how nothing happens. However, if I press the sword and press purchase, bam, you'll now see in the own items folder, I now have the sword. I now own it because, I have it unlocked and stuff. So, and obviously, if I try purchasing it now, nothing will happen because I already have it. So, yeah, that is how you make a battle pass system. So, like I said, I will add on to this and do more. Of course, leave suggestions if you want to see anything specific and stuff, and I will do more as long as you guys show the as long as you guys show the video lots of love and support. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely leave, like, subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching.